Hello everyone, welcome back to Scholars. So today we are going to learn about the human excretory system. Now let's start. So this video that we are going to discuss now has been requested by one of our subscribers, and if you also have such request, you can find a Google form link given in the description box below. You can access to it, and also at the end of this video you are getting a set of questions which you can also answer. Now, this human excretory system, this video will come in parts, right? Because if I do it in one part, it will be a very huge video. So, in this part, we are going to discuss about the excretion, the structure and the shape and the location of the kidney. And we are going to have a detailed explanation about the structure of the kidney. So, let's start. So, what is excretion? Now, excretion is the process by which the harmful or the toxic substances which are a byproduct of our own body's metabolism or metabolic activity, the process by which these products are being eliminated by our body is known as excretion. Now, over here, the common misconception that occurs over here is that people tend to not differentiate between the ejection and the excretion. So let's see what are these two things. Now suppose we have intaken some food, right? Now this food has two components, that a part which we can digest and the part that we cannot digest. So these are the two parts, that is the digested part of the food, and this one is the undigested part of the food, right? Now, this undigested part of the food, this part is thrown away from our body or eliminated from our body through anus, and this process is known as defecation or ejection. Now, over here, this digested food is used up in our day-to-day metabolic activities, and after the food has been used up in the metabolic activities, the byproduct or the useless byproduct, we can rather say, these useless byproducts of the digested food after it has been used, so useless byproduct, these useless byproducts are being eliminated from our body through various organs of our body, and this process is known as excretion. So over here we can see that these are the two main difference between the ejection and excretion. So the main organs that help in the process of excretion, these are lungs, another one is the kidney, and the another one is the sweat gland. Now these three organs have their different medium of waste excretion, right? So the waste products that are being eliminated from the lungs, these are the carbon dioxide or the waste gases, right? From the kidney, the excretory products, these are ammonia, urea and uric acid, and from the sweat gland, the waste products are primarily the ammonia related substances, and they are found in trace amounts in the sweat that is being produced. Now from the sweat gland, the mode of excretion is that through the sweat, and the sweat moves away through the sweat pores. Over here we see that there are two terms related with the sweat production. One is vasodilation and the one is vasoconstriction. Now, listening about the terms, we can understand that vaso means blood vessels and dilation comes from the word dilute, and constriction comes from the word constricted. So let's see what happens. So suppose this is a normal blood vessel, right? In vasodilation, what happens? The blood vessels gets dilated, so the diameter increases, and in vasoconstriction the blood vessels gets constricted, that means the diameter reduces. So what occurs due to this change? So in vasodilation, as the blood vessels gets dilated, more amount of blood is being flown per unit time, and in vasoconstriction the opposite occurs. Now due to this, the vasodilation, it's a condition that we can see in summer because the blood vessels are dilute and there is more passage of blood, and due to this more passage we produce more amount of sweat. Whereas in winter, where there are more cases of vasoconstriction, the blood vessels reduces its diameter and due to this less sweat is produced, right? We will see that the organ set that helps the kidney to carry out its function and for the production of urine, this full set of organs is known as the urinary system. Over here we can see. So let us see about the components. The urinary system is composed of two kidneys, and from the kidney, after the urine has been produced, the urine is carried through two pipe-like structures which are known as ureter, and through the ureter the urine comes and gets collected into a bag-like structure known as urinary bladder. Over here, after the urinary bladder has been filled with urine, this urine is excreted from our body through another organ known as urethra, and the opening of the urethra from the urinary bladder is controlled by a muscle. The name of this muscle is sphincter muscle, right? So the sphincter muscle regulates the opening and closing of the urethra. Over here, the blood vessels that is carrying blood into the kidney is known as renal artery, and the blood vessel that is carrying blood away from the kidney is known as a renal vein. And there is a peculiarity among these two structures is that the renal artery, it carries a more polluted form of blood compared with the renal vein. And why is it so, we will learn in the next part of the video. Now on the top of the kidney there are two cap-like structures. These two cap-like structures are known as adrenal gland. Adrenal gland, right? So these are endocrine glands and they secrete certain hormones. And the kidney itself, it has the capability to synthesize an enzyme which is known as renin, and the hormones which are being secreted by the kidney, these are erythropoietin. Now we will see about the structure of a kidney. Now we know that kidney is a bean shaped in structure, and over here in this diagram we will learn about the internal structure of the kidney. Now see, the kidney is surrounded by a membrane, and this membrane, which is drawn in green color, this membrane is known as capsule, right? And the internal part of the kidney is divided into two parts, that is the outer cortex. The outer part, this part is known as the cortex, and the inner part, this inner part is known as the medulla, right? So the outer cortex and inner medulla, and the point where the ureter enters the kidney, this part is known as the pelvis, and the renal artery brings the function of the renal artery and renal vein we have discussed. Now over here we can see that the ureter, when it enters, it forms some pyramids into the medulla. These pyramids are known as renal pyramids, and these are the renal pyramids, and the gaps in between the renal pyramids are known as renal columns, right? Now the renal cortex and the renal pyramid, these two structures, they together make up the parenchyma. Now the parenchyma or the renal parenchyma is the main functioning part of the kidney, and as we all know that all the living organisms are made up of cells. So the cells of the kidney is known as nephron, right? So in the next video we are going to discuss about the nephron and the functioning of the nephron and the parts and the types of the nephrons, right? So if you want to see the video, so please subscribe to our channel, and if you have any questions you can comment it in the comment section below. In the description box of this video, you will find a set of questions which you can always answer and see that if you have understood this part of the chapter or not. And for the next part of the video, stay tuned. Thank you.